Joined by Edmonton Oil Kings defenseman Logan Dowhaniuk. Logan, it's been a real short summer for you and for your Oil Kings teammates, but hey, for all the right reasons, right? The defending WHL champions. How good does it feel to be back to work and ready to try and defend that title here in Edmonton this winter?
Yeah, it feels good to be back. Short off season there, but for sure it was definitely worth it. Going through that with all the guys and stuff. So being back, seeing some new faces and some guys from last year's team as well. So it should be good.
Give me a sense of, what you remember. What are some of the lasting memories you have? Obviously, the championship, winning the WHL championship on home ice has to be kind of right up at the top of the list for you. But, when you look back at that run that you guys went on last spring, what are some of the things that really stick out to you as like, I'm going to remember this for the rest of my life?
Yeah, there's definitely a couple moments there throughout the playoffs, and I think one of the big ones that sticks out was Nabe scoring in overtime there to clinch the series against Red Deer. That was a pretty big one. And then obviously in Seattle, I scored a pretty big goal with I don't know, about 3 seconds left in the game to win it. So that'll stick with me forever. And it was a super exciting moment.
I remember it. We were sitting in the corner and we're thinking to ourselves, oh, okay, well, we got time to go get a cup of coffee for overtime. And bang, it's over, right? And boy, what a moment for you, no kidding. Uh, Logan, give me a sense here what your group looks like right now. I mean, there's certainly been a fair amount of turnover from last year with some of the older players, the goalies, the neighbors not around. What does your group look like right now, and what are some of the things about it that maybe excite you and your teammates the most about the start of the new season?
Yeah, for sure. A lot of new faces this year. I think we'll have a pretty young team this year, and I think that's okay. I think we'll come out and we'll do our best. I think we still have a shot of going deep in the playoffs this year. And what excites me is all the new faces in town and in Edmonton. I'm excited to get playing with them, and I'm super excited to be playing for Luke Pierce this year as well.
Tell me about your relationship with him, because of course he's been an assistant coach with your group throughout your time in Edmonton. Brad Lauer moves on to the NHL, back to the NHL for him, and Luke gets a crack here as head coach. What are some of the things that he's kind of passed along to you, and tell me a little bit about that relationship you have with him over your time in Edmonton?
Yeah, it's pretty cool to have him move up to that head coaching spot. I've known him for the last 4 years now, playing under him, and he's my D coach, so I got a great relationship with him, and he's taught me a lot, just on and off the ice, just character wise and all that, and leading a team and stuff. And I'm super excited to be playing with him this year.
The regular season, as we speak right now, Logan, is a couple of weeks away. But before that, you touched on it. Yourself and your brother get to go experience camp down in Arizona. And I mean, tell me a little bit about kind of how neat an experience that will be, and kind of a similar experience you had with the Oilers here in the summer.
Yeah, it's a cool experience for sure. Not many times in my lifetime that I've been able to play with Keaton. So most of the times have been against him in the WHL, and then he's a couple of years younger than me, so never end up being on the same team. But yeah, we ended up going to the Oilers development camp there, and it was pretty cool. We didn't end up being on the same team, unfortunately, but it was cool to experience that camp together. And now we're off to Arizona. It should be fun.
Tell you what, you talk about playing him as opponent in the WHL. Well, you haven't really had the chance to do that for the last couple of years,
Yeah.
just with the way the schedules have worked out and everything. Is it safe to say that the entire Dowhaniuk family has that Edmonton Prince George matchup like circled in bright red Sharpie on the calendar?
Yeah, I think for sure. I think the last time I played against him was preseason, actually, a couple of years ago when I was 17. So
Was that in
it's been,
Dawson Creek?
yeah, down in
Yeah.
Dawson Creek. That was the last time. So I think for sure he'll be happy to be back in Edmonton and playing at home, which he hasn't experienced that yet, which is kind of unfortunate. But that date is definitely circled on the calendar, and the family will definitely be there to watch.
I think the former radio guy from Prince George, Fraser Rogers, termed that Dawson Creek game as the Dowhaniuk Cup, if I remember right, on Twitter. And probably a pretty cool moment for all of you guys. Hey, tell you what, Logan, obviously, you look at this coming season here. You're an older player now on this team, and you've had the chance to kind of experienced just about everything in Edmonton, right? I mean, shortened seasons, long playoff runs, a championship now.
Yep.
As you kind of move forward now into this season, maybe tell me a little bit about, taking on a kind of a leadership role on this team in this group and kind of leading by example as you go forward.
Yep. Yeah. Every year it's a different situation. So each year I'm expected to do more, and this year's no different. I expect a lot out of myself to help lead this group throughout the year, and I got a lot of guys around me that can help do that, and I'm excited to be in that role this year and help these young guys out and move toward their career in the WHL. So.